I have found a few things that debunks the Prophet of Muhammad, and I'm about to show that in this video. And if you debunk a few things, it proves that it's a fake. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to first let you see some of the stuff that they call belongings of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, so here we go. Okay, this is to be a claim, a footprint of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, it's in stone or it's either in glass. I don't know which one it is, but uh, it's very this foot that they're showing of Muhammad is very much distorted. This is not what a actual foot would look like. So my impression is they used a stone hammer and some type of a stone to hammer indentions into a stone or glass. They did some type of sand impression in glass. I don't know if it's glass or stone, but if it's stone, they would take a rock and hammer out little pieces of the stone until they shaped it into this. Or if it was glass, they would have a they would make a foot out of clay and mash it into glass. Until I see the material that it's made, I can't say what it is, but it's very much distorted of a human foot. So to me, this is more of an artist tradition, some type of artist impression of what the Muhammad foot would look like, I guess, because this is not how a real foot looks like. Uh, if you would take this picture to some foot specialist or something, they will tell you that it's all wrong. That's not how the foot is shaped. So if the foot is like this is just fake. So we also seen the sandals, and the sandals don't match up with this type of foot. But let's go on and let's debunk some more. Okay, the inner case that you're looking at, uh, that's supposed to keep the mantle of the prophet is kept, is a modern cabinet case. If you look at the upper right hand side, you see the little tiny felt thing. That one happened in the times of Muhammad. This is a more traditional wood type thing, and in the desert you cannot find trees, so this cabinet was not made, uh, well, the case was not made in the time of Muhammad. So if they try to say that this is from Muhammad period, that would be false. But the wood that you're showing here, and it's not even a period of uh, the Middle East. It's something that looks like more Eastern type of wood. But if they're trying to say the case is Muhammad's, that would be false, because this is not even the wood that's in the same area or anything. This was specially made in modern time to put Muhammad's artifacts in. So if they try to claim it's Muhammad's, it's not. Now they're saying these are the praying beads, medicine containers, and personal belongings of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, a lot of this stuff looks like it comes from glass, and Muhammad was born 632 AD, roughly, they're saying between the 7th and 8th century, and glass and beads and stuff was very, very expensive back then. This is not a common thing that you would be given or be sold to commoners or anything like this. Someone has to have a lot of money, and there's no proof that Muhammad was real rich or he was real poor. But I do not think his father, I think, was a clay, someone that worked with clay a lot, maybe pottery or something, and they would not have been able to afford this. Now, they could have stolen it from someone or something like that, which I'll get to in a little bit, but I don't believe this is Muhammad's prayer beads and everything. Okay, the box you see here is also a modern box. It's not from the time period of 632 AD. This is a more modern box. The frame is not from the same period. So the letter might be from Muhammad, but the other items to make it look like Muhammad was rich, it's all fake. I mean, they might house things that was Muhammad's, but the box itself is a modern day thing to make Muhammad look rich when he wasn't. As you can see in this artifact, it doesn't look like it's stone. It looks more of a glass, and then they would probably stamp a fake clay foot on top of it into the glass. When a human foot is looked at, one side is going to be straight and the other side is going to be curved. If it's your left foot, your inner left side will be curved in and the outside will be straight. So this is a fake rendition of the Prophet's foot. It's not his actual foot. He did not step in glass to make this impression. He didn't step on stone. But if you look at the piece, it's all look like it's flat. It's not a natural stone or anything. Pressed out glass. This could be a pressed out glass, and they could have used a fake clay foot to put an impression inside of glass. So the Prophet did not actually step to make this impression. So the Prophet's footprint is bogus. They claim this is the sword cover of the Prophet Muhammad, which I don't think this was made for the Prophet. This is probably something he got from a war. When his tribe went to war with another group of clans, he might have stole this. This is, if you look at the cloth, it doesn't look like nothing of Islamic. It's more of an Eastern type thing. So this is not the period of Islam, and the period of Muhammad. It just doesn't fit right. It looks like more for a Christian priest than anything. So this was made for the Prophet will be bogus. It's more probably a Christian priest or something, and he stole it after killing someone probably, and taking it as his own. Now they claim this is prayer beads, and I have talked to a few Muslims, and they don't have prayer beads. I talked to, I don't know if the Jewish religion has prayer beads, but I know the Catholics have prayer beads. So most likely this was in a battle with Catholic priests around, and Muhammad might have stolen this from a Catholic priest, because the only one who has praying beads is the Catholic. So this being Muhammad's personal belonging, it's not. It's a stolen relic of the Catholic Church. Now these containers are not from the period of 632 AD, but it holds soil from the grave of the Prophet Muhammad. They're containers to make the Prophet look like he was rich or something, and they claim it's the Prophet's, which it wasn't. This was way after his death, the Prophet's death, and someone probably purchased this to put in the soil and keep it close to where the body is today. So this is not any of these containers are not of Muhammad, but the soil inside might be from his grave. Okay, in this picture you see turbans of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay, this is very, very important. Now, Sunnis, they wear all kinds of caps and turbans of different color and everything, but Sunni Muslims, which claims to be the true bloodline of Muhammad, states that Muhammad would only wear a white turban, which is purity. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But do you see one little tiny white and black one out of many of these different colored turbans? So these cannot be Muhammad's turbans, and I'll show that in a minute why it can't be. But these are from Sunni Muslims, which are slaves to the Shiite Muslims, which is the true Muslims. Shiites are, the Sunnis are the slaves of the true Muslims. You can't be a Shiite Muslim. If you were conquered, you can only become a Sunni Muslim, which means slaves. We're going to get into that in a minute. But I want you to look. This is what they're claiming to be the Muhammad's turbans. Now let's get to what Muhammad would wore. So we'll get to that in a second. Here we go. Okay, so you just seen where Muhammad was supposedly had different turbans. Well, that would not be the case. Muhammad would believe to worn a black or white turban. White means purity. Anyone that descends from God would wear white. Or if you're a leader of the Islam rule, you would wear black, like the Ayatollah. The only person that wears black is the Ayatollah, and everybody else wears different colors. But if you're a well-educated person, you would wear a white one. Now, if you're a student, you wear a white cap. If you're a professor, you would wear a white turban. Cap, turban, cap, turban. If you're learning Islam, you're going to have the white cap. If you're teaching Islam, you're going to have a turban. Okay, all you have to do is look right here. The men of the Islam culture wears or worn a turban-style headdress to copy Muhammad, who is believed to have worn black or white turban. In Islam, the turban is, and I'm not going to try to say that name, the head wrap of the men are called by several names and worn in different ways or styles, depending on the sect of the Islam religion or culture. Okay. In the Shia Islam, which is believed to be the religion of Muhammad, let me see, a black head wrap around a small white cap. Okay, you can have a black turban over a white cap. Okay. By descendants of Muhammad called, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that, in the white turbans in other well-educated person or scholars. Large white headdresses is high society status, which is a professor, a teacher, someone that's is in high standards, a medical doctor or a nurse or some. Well, nurses are usually female, but if it's a male nurse, it probably would do that too. The other ones would wear green wraps around a small white cap. There's a white cap. Or they would wear the white cap alone. White cap alone. Now, if you see this turban is bigger than this turban. Okay. So, basically, in the Sunnis that's showing off Muhammad's turbans, the Sunnis are fake reporting of Muhammad's turbans, and this is why the Shiites, which is the Ayatollah, and the Sunnis, which is rest of society like ISIS, are at war because Shiites believe that they are the bloodline of Muhammad, and all the conquering states that Muhammad did, they turned them into Sunni tribes. And Sunnis trying to say they are the bloodline of Muhammad, which they are not. But that people like Turkey and all those Sunnis and everything, they are slaves to Islam. They are conquered people of the Shiite Islam people. So the true Muslims are Shiites, which is anybody that goes with Ayatollah in Iran. Everybody else that's Sunni and Turkish and all those other people over there, they are conquered slaves of Islam. They are not true Muslims. They are slaves of Muslims. Well, when Islam goes to the point of really throwing out the crap, or Islam tries to paint Muhammad as this rich person and everything, they go way too far. Like this example here, you're looking at a picture. Birthplace of the Prophet Muhammad. Okay. Does anybody see what's wrong with this picture? No, I'm not talking about the AC unit sticking out. No, Muhammad didn't have no AC units. Keep looking. Okay, back in Muhammad days, there wasn't no such thing as two-story houses. But look closer. Tell me, what do you see is wrong with this Muhammad picture? You can't see it? Come on, really? It's cement. This is a cement building. This yellow two-story little house right here is made out of cement. Ladies and gentlemen, cement was not invented until after 632 AD. Way far. way far. So, is this Muhammad's the birthplace of Muhammad? No. Muhammad house would been made out would be one-story house with no windows because straight glass was not made uh, in 632. I actually have a date when first pane glass was made, and it's not even close to when Muhammad was born. A house that Muhammad would lived in would be like a hut with no windows, wooden doors maybe, and the house would have been made out of sand or clay with a mixture of hay and cow feces. Yeah. Anyways, it would be some type of clay house. This is not a clay house because you can't go 2 stories up on a clay house; it'll collapse. You have to have a certain amount of moisture and dryness together, or it'll collapse. If it gets too dry, it'll collapse, crack, and collapse. If it's too moist, same thing. So you have to paint it to keep a lot of the water out. And if it rained, you had a problem, but you didn't have that much problem in the desert. So they're saying this is the birthplace of Muhammad. They even have a picture of it inside. This is a debunk to show that Islam is trying to cover up and try to boost up Muhammad. We want to make our fake prophet big. So that's how they do it. They come up with these strange little stories to make Muhammad sound bigger than who he really was, and to show that he wasn't fake.